because no man is an island. Yes, you select your friends. It's very important. You cannot carry all the friends you have when you are not married. You bring them forward. Then at that point you select the right one, the one that you know will benefit you. Understand? And quietly let the rest, be. But the relationship, when I was in my marriage, my ex-husband never wanted me to have friends. I was lonely. I felt lonely. Even though when I go to drop the kids in school, I see my friends, we chat, but I still felt like there are some things you don't want to talk to your husband about, you just want to share with your friends. You just want to maybe talk about your marriage. You just want to discuss about the kids. You understand? You just want to discuss about the kids, about something. About, woman to woman talk, and you don't have friends. That is an abuse. That is toxic.
Exactly.
Because it's not allowing you, any relationship you're in, that's not allowing you to become, to be you, to free, that is toxic. That is.
Thank you so much. And another one like that is when you are in a relationship and you are trying to, fix the other person, or you know that things are not going well, you are not happy, you know that you are with somebody, but you are lonely, just as Tina rightly said. You are lonely. You are in a relationship, you are with somebody, but you are lonely, and you keep hoping for them to change. You are losing already.
Yeah.
Because once you step in that place where you are hoping, expecting, waiting for them to change, you're already out. Okay? Something is missing. You are lacking something. Any relationship, listen, we are not trying to encourage anyone to abandon his or her marriage. Okay? We're not talking about people who are happily married, who are in love. We are trying to break that, false self-image, that mask that we wear to cover our hurt, our pains. Okay? To pretend that all is well. You are not fooling any other person than you. You are not fooling me. Because you are they say that it is the person that wears the shoe knows where it pains him or her. So you are the one wearing the shoe. It is you that you are feeling the pains, not me. So you maybe we see once in a while, you pretend, but 24 hours of the day you are in pain. We are talking about women who go to bed and wet their pillows every night. We are talking about even men who are so frustrated in their relationship that they are heading to that point of depression. We are talking about men or women that their lives are in danger. A woman can poison a man because she feels that that's the only way to exit the relationship. A man can kill a woman because he thinks that is the only way to do away with that relationship. So we're not talking about people who are, you are married to your friend and he or she brings out the best in you. They support your aspirations, they support your vision. You work together. You might not have the same, dreams, but whatever both of you are doing, you support each other. Okay? But what we are talking about are people who are fighting each other. There is kind of competition among two of you. One is not letting the other to climb. You can't be climbing a mountain carrying an elephant. You can't drag an elephant with you. If he's not there, he's not there. She's not there, she's not there. This is what we are talking about,
Yeah, I have a friend whose husband, I would go to visit them, and hello, hi, everybody just sat down, and then all the kids, everybody's hugging, and before Corona, isn't it? No more hugging these days. Anyway, so I would go to their house, I and the husband will, maybe there will be like a conversation, general conversation that we are talking here, and maybe sometimes it could be maybe a movie, like African movie or a movie on telly, and then we just kind of watch together, and I would say something in relation to what I'm watching, and the husband will be like, oh yeah, and my friend probably she just came from the kitchen while we're talking, and she wants to kind of contribute, and that's what we are watching, and the husband will shut her down, like, shut up, what do you know? People are talking, you are talking, what do you know?
Wow.
What do you know? And then I would go, oh no, sir, of course, everyone, we're just talking, it's a movie, it's not even a real story, it's, my dear, don't worry, don't mind her, please, and we are talking, what does she know?
Wow.
That is very wrong. And I always tell it, please, sir, don't be offended, but please, I'm not happy you saying this to her like that. And then that will just upset me. That day, like, I will not be happy again.
I could imagine.
He kept doing that. You understand? And when she wanted to go to school to study, you know what he told her? He said, oh, so even you want to go to school. So people are told that, you understand? So if you are in that kind of relationship, that is toxic. Any relationship that is not giving you alleyway to grow. Even my ex-husband, he said to me, do you think that why do you want to go to uni? Why do you want to further your education? What for? do you think somebody just get up and they want to go to school? I said, well, which other way again? It's about decision. It's about being prepared to put in the work. That's all education is all about. I mean, that's what you need, determination. Understand? And then he told me categorically, because he went to uni. So when I wanted to now go back to my one now, he now said to me, oh, you understand? He didn't want me to go along. So he was seeing it as a competition that I was competing. Wow. Going back to university, like he went back to school, it's me trying to compete with him. Do you see? So he said to me, I don't know why you always want to talk to every time you want to talk about going back to school. I don't know who you are trying to compete with. In fact, this conversation is over. Don't you ever bring the issue of going back to school because you're not going.
Wow.
You're not going nowhere. You're not going on. Don't bring this conversation up again. You are looking for you. So you want to, because I went to school, you yourself, you want to go to school.
Wow.
You see, that is toxic. Maybe you are watching, you're wondering, babe, I hope you went. Yes, I did. I have my BSc right now. I went back to university after he had left, and I graduated. So you see, that was, thank you.
Bravo.
That was toxic. But if I was with him, I'll be doing holier than that wife, obeying, respecting my husband. My husband said I shouldn't go to uni. What can I do? He's my husband. That's what he wants. I have to obey. At the end of the day, if I go to uni, it's for the benefit of all of us. So if I don't go, I will just be managing. And he said he will provide. Even though I'm working, that's what. That is what I will not have this confidence that I have today. I will not be able to find myself.
Exactly.
You understand? Because when a man keeps talking you down all the time, making you feel less,
feel inferior,
like you can't speak. You speak English. You say to you, what are you speaking? Always constantly correcting you.
Because English is your language, your native language. That you speak English doesn't mean you're educated. You can. I've seen people on the street that speaks English better than any other person. So it doesn't mean that they're educated or what. So it's not your language. It's not your language.
Ignorant. This is ignorant. That you don't speak English does not make you an illiterate.
Exactly. I've seen people on the street that never attend school for one day, but they speak English very well.
It's a language, for God's sake. It's like you now telling me, oh, okay, if I come to visit you now in Italy and I don't speak Italian,
exactly.
I say I'm an illiterate.
You see, these are mistakes that people make out of ignorance, you know.
Because that does not demonstrate my intellect, my intellectual standard.
They measure your English speaking based on
they measure your academic
academic level based on your English. How you speak English, whether you are fluent
or maybe you
incredible.
come to visit me in England, and you don't speak English, or you don't know how to speak English. You don't know how to speak all the big grammar, and then
the slangs. Yeah. Gonna, wanna.
Wanna. Or using a big grammar. So now, if I now class you, Augustina, she's illiterate. It's wrong. Because English, Italy, French, Igbo language, everything is all language. But you see, this is the crazy part. We just got into this now. You see, when you don't speak English at home, back in Africa, you don't speak English. You say that one is an illiterate. You don't speak French. He doesn't even understand even international language. He doesn't speak English. He doesn't speak French. He doesn't speak German. Yeah, they look at you like you are nothing.
It's true.
How come when you now speak Igbo, but when you don't speak Igbo language, they don't say you are an illiterate. If you don't speak your native language, they don't crucify you like that. But when you don't speak English, they will say you are an illiterate.
Wow.
You understand? So meaning they are encouraging you to learn English, but they're not encouraging you to learn your native language.
That's powerful.
Anyway, which is also toxic. You understand? It's also toxic. So jealousy, controlling behavior, resentment, dishonesty, negative financial abuse. You understand? How can somebody financially abuse you by constantly using your card or asking for money, like abusing or using your card without your permission? It's abusing you. Imagine somebody, maybe your man or your woman, come and just say and then maybe one day you didn't even know. You just look at your bank statement, you see 1,000 pounds is gone, or maybe £100 is gone, and then you say, when did I buy this thing? I didn't buy anything. Honey, you didn't use my card. Yeah, yes, I use it. That is abuse. That is toxic. Because it's anything that does not make you happy. You understand? You have to detox.
Exactly.
Either you talk about it, you discuss it and correct it.
Exactly.
Or you opt out. Anything that does not make you happy is toxic to you. When we say toxic, people are expecting or even somebody who is abusing you, physically beating you, hitting you. That is toxic. It's not allowing you to flourish. I've heard people say, women especially, say that but when a man beats his woman, it's kind of showing love.
Wow.
My dear, if your body is good for punching, keep taking it. But if your body is not good enough for punching, that is toxic and you need to come out of it. There's no aspect of it because it's better you come out alive.
Abuse is abuse, man.
Your body your people come and carry your dead body out of it. Or sometimes you are alive, but you are dead. When you are not flourishing, you can't find your purpose. You can't follow your own destiny, even though you are married. I have this friend. I would say I envy her relationship with her husband in a very good way, because this lady, if she wants to go to party, she would go. The husband would listen. She would go, come back nicely. And again, because she behaves, she doesn't go out and walk about. If there's maybe like a friend invite her to birthday party, the husband would, honey, and there's this party. It's okay, go with your friends. You want to do this business? The husband will scoop for. I'm like, most men will not know, because the husband trusts that there's trust between them. And you know the amazing the amazing thing that I admire about it's not about the party. It's when you see the way the man they support each other, and why it's amazing for me is because the age difference, the age gap is so much. The man is literally like her father by the look of the two of them. Wow. She looks, you're maybe like 20 to 25 years gap, I'm telling you.
Wow.
You understand? But the man still feels secured. Most men will not feel secured.
You see?
That's because that relationship is not toxic. That kind of relationship is healthy relationship. They have trust, they have honesty between themselves. The man is not insecure. Again, the woman is not giving him reason to feel uncomfortable, because you know, if woman, if you don't come back on right of time, and the kind of friends you mix up with can also contribute for the relationship to become toxic. You understand? You know, looking at toxic relationship is also looking at what can also make a healthy relationship to become toxic. Because you can be in a relationship where everything is fine, but it can become toxic as time goes on. What is it that might cause it? Could be when there's no trust anymore, things are starting to go wrong. There's mischievement, you know, either of them become mischievous. You know, it can also lead to the relationship becoming toxic. And another thing is, can it be rectified? Can a toxic relationship be rectified? Yes, it can. That is if both of them are willing to work on it. You understand? So if you're in a toxic, we've made mention of a couple of signs, things that you can. There's more. You might even be going through what we have not mentioned, and you are not. It could be sexual. You know, it could be sexual abuse. You understand? So using your slave. I pay your bride price. You must give it to me. That is abuse. That is not what the marriage is supposed to be. It's supposed to be something like two of you. Listen, you are partners. You're not enemies. You didn't buy a slave. You didn't buy a sex toy. It's someone. The diary is like a symbol to say you now belong to me alone. We now belong to each other. Like we're not searching anymore. We're not looking for someone else. That is what it means. It does not mean that this person, either woman's side, because some women to abuse men. So it doesn't mean you own the person.
Exactly.
So if your relationship, like Augustina rightly said earlier on, she said that we're not encouraging you to come out to opt out of the relationship because it's repairable. It's only when it's not repairable, then my dear, it's better you come out alive than dead.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
So is it repairable? Yes, it's repairable. It's that if the two of you are able to recognize what is going wrong there. Okay, what is it that is not working? You know, do you need counseling? You know, maybe you go, you know, where you two of you can address the issues, where you can talk it out, and the professional will be in the middle to actually help people to identify where need to be fixed and fix it.
Wow, that's a nice one. I hope you guys are watching and you are taking note of all we are saying here. These points that we are bringing out is powerful, and this is what can save lives. Another point I want to chip in here, the signs, okay, of a toxic relationship, for you to know that you are in a toxic relationship. We're not talking about healthy relationship. We're talking about toxic, abusive relationship, damaging relationship that can damage you mentally, that can damage you emotionally, that can damage you psychologically, even financially. Especially it is worse where children are involved. So many women settle because of their children. So many men say, okay, let me just manage and keep pushing it. I have children. What am I going to do? So if you are in a relationship and your partner raises his voice, okay, in front of the children, it is toxic because you are not giving your children a good example. You are also bringing up children that today they are children, tomorrow they become aggressive adults. If you are with a partner that disrespects you, both in public and in private, worst in front of your children. It is a toxic relationship because you are giving your children a very bad, impression of marriage. You are not showing them a healthy relationship. You are telling them that it is okay to be disrespectful to a man or a woman. You are telling them that it is disrespectful to treat your man or your woman anyhow you want. If you are in a relationship and you find out that you are being drained, energy is everything. If you find out that your energy is being drained, that you are always unhappy, and worst, when you are crying in front of your children, okay, or when both of you are quarreling in front of the children, raising voice, it is very, very bad, and that is toxic. If you can't solve the problem, both of you, if you can't solve the problem by yourselves, I will advise you seek for help. Okay, there are professionals that are trained in that area that can handle the case very well. Don't go to someone who will give you a counseling and even bring more fire into the relationship and destroy the whole thing completely. Seek for help, seek for professionals. There are people out there who are trained counselors on this area of relationship issues. Don't stay in a toxic relationship hoping to fix your partner. You can never fix someone's problem or life. It is your own, that the person that you see when you look in the mirror, the first image you see, that's the person you can fix. If you are in a relationship and your partner is always like making excuses for all his mistakes, always blaming the economy, blaming the government, blaming the patron at work, everybody is the problem. He is never the problem. Okay, you are in a toxic relationship because that person is not ready to change. That person prefers making excuses than to face responsibility. That person is not ready to change. If you are in a relationship and you are so drained, you are so frustrated, so depressed, that you come to a place where your mind makes your body sick, okay, you are in a toxic relationship. Let me share a testimony. I have been there too. I like using my life story, okay. I love sharing some part of my personal experience whenever I'm dealing in this kind of talk. Not because I love sharing or talking about my past experiences. On the other hand, I don't even like talking about them because I've come to that place where I've learned that what you feed your attention grows. Where you focus your attention, you attract more of it into your life. So I prefer focusing my attention on positive things that I want to attract into my life, rather than keep talking about past hurts. But on this platform and in this case, I see it as very important because it might save a soul. I see it as something that is worth sharing. So I want to share just one part of this where I was so drained. I was so drained as a woman that I think I let me just say that I just gave up on me. I was just there because of my children. I was the only one that is contributing to keep the house going on, rents, bills, taking care of the children, their feeding, everything was on my shoulder. I wasn't complaining anyway, because I was brought up in a family where I just love family. I love marriage, and I was doing everything to make my marriage work. I was doing everything to fix my partner. I was hoping, praying, fasting, taking counseling front and back until I was exhausted. I was so exhausted that I gave up on me. When I said I gave up on me, I was literally saying that I no longer take care of myself as a woman. I no longer do the things that I would normally do, things that makes me happy as a woman, things that, you know, I love to do. I don't practice self-care. I don't take care of myself. I don't wash my eating habits. I'm just existing. I was no longer living. I was just like a walking corpse. Get to a point where my unhappiness led me to start falling sick. I started developing strange sicknesses in my body, you know. For example, I would be having like my period would be, you know, going longer than normal. Normally it's lasts like 3-4 days, but I get to a point 7 days I'm still having it, 8 days, 10 days, and I was like, what is this? I will go and meet my doctor, do a lot of checkup tests, and they will say everything is fine. But they didn't see anything wrong with me. You know, I'm always weak. I'm always having headache, or, you know, just my body is just falling sick for no reason, until I get to a point where my body was really weak because I was just dragging it along. I wasn't giving my body the rest that it needed. I wasn't feeding my body. I wasn't taking care of it. I was running up and down to, you know, make ends meet. I was always out, up and down. I just take my health for granted until I found myself in the hospital bed. I was having fever. They run some tests, and to make a long story short, they concluded that I have to undergo laparoscopic operation, okay, on my right kidney. So yeah, so when I did this laparoscopic operation on my kidney, I almost died. You know, one of the doctors, he checked this to me when I woke up, when I got myself, maybe after 3 days after the operation. So they were like, you are alive because of just somebody up there loved you. Somebody up there didn't. It's not your time. So you are here by miracle. You just stopped breathing, and we did everything to revive you. We couldn't. Fortunately, there was this doctor on duty who can handle that kind of case, and they called him on phone, and he was about to leave, but he responded and he came immediately, and that was how we were able to save you. If not, you wouldn't be here today. When she was saying all these things, what I had in my spirit was this: do you want to live? She was talking to me, but I was no longer listening. I was like having an internal dialogue with my spirit. And I was like,
hearing, but you were not,
you understand?
You were hearing, but it was not assimilating.
You understand? And I said, yes, I want to live. And then the voice said again, then live. I was just like a trance. I can't say it was a dream because I was wide awake. So it was just like a trance. Like I had this vision that someone talked to me. I was like, for you to live is in your hand, and for you to die is in your hand. Choose. You can die, you can live. It all depends on you. And I know what the message was all about. And that was what changed everything. Because I know that if I had died during that operation, those children that I was trying to, you know, protect, I was trying to not to make them live without a father. I was trying to make them not to live outside marriage. I was trying to, you know, if I had died, who will take care of those children for me? Who would have taken care of them for me? So I decided to you know, most women will stay in a toxic relationship, or men, just because it is convenience for them. So I was willing to let my conviction to inconvenience me for me to save me. Because saving me means saving my children too.
Yes.
You understand? Yes. So I chose to save me. I chose to let go of the relationship that was literally killing me on the inside, It was killing me on the inside, and it got to a point I was dying on the outside too. For me to save myself, I had to abandon that convenience. After all, what will people say? Hey, stay there. It is more convenience. At least you have a man. At least you have a coverage. At least.
It's better, coverage. Yeah. It's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. You understand?
They are all the same.
You understand? All marriage has ups and downs. All marriage has their problems. Your own is not different. But I was dying. I was listening to all these things. 10 years passed, 15 years passed, I was still dying. Nothing changed. 20 years passed, I was still hoping, praying. Nothing changed. 25 years. Then I have to wake up. You understand? So all we are saying here is try to, understand in which place you are. Are you in a relationship that is damaging to your health, that is damaging to your children? Okay, today they are children, tomorrow they become adults. What kind of adults are you bringing up? What are they going to grow into? Are they going to grow into a man that will tomorrow beat the wife, maltreat the children, abandon the children? Or are they going to grow into a woman that tomorrow will become a tiger because she grew up seeing the father and the mother fight themselves every day? So now she grew up to become a tiger. You understand? So this is what we are talking about. We're not talking about you abandoning your marriage, because if your marriage is healthy, if you are married to a partner that supports you, that helps you build your vision, that you are living happily together and your children are happy, it's better to exit a toxic relationship, take your children with you if you have children with you, and give them a comfortable environment where they can grow in peace. Yes, you might say it's not easy. It is never easy. Nothing is easy. When I exited my own relationship, do I have fear? Yes, I had fear then. I had fear of unknown. I had fear of what will happen. I was threatened. If you leave, I will do this, I will do that. But I had it up to my neck. I was ready for any kind of thing. I knew I am not going to spend another day in that relationship. So I have made up my mind, and I decided to face my fears. I have to face my fears. I have to challenge myself to do what I know that is right for me and for my children. So this is what we are talking about. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Honestly, amazing story. Event that actually took place. That moment where you had to make. There come a time in a man's life, a one's life where you have to decide which way do I go. And one of the things that I identify in your story is that all these things start to happen. They were accumulation of stress.
Yeah.
Accumulations of stress that you couldn't see. You didn't know. Doctors, they couldn't see. They were accumulated stress. And that, because stress can trigger, can stimulate a lot of problems. It can make the body dysfunction. It can make the body to start to act funny because it's stress.
Exactly.
Mentally and organs in the system. There has been evidence that depression, anxiety, fear. Imagine when your heart, for example, keeps skipping all the time, skipping. You are afraid of something, you're afraid, keeps skipping. After a while, that heart that keeps skipping is jumping. You are overworking it. Or is it the nerves, the nervous systems? Even when you are tired, you are pulling it. The nerves, will get weak. So like we are saying, it's not about, we are trying to help you come out. I went through my one as well. My one is crazy. What will people say? Kept me there for years. What will people say? The shame as a Christian and the fear of becoming a single mother with 4 children. How am I going to cope? I was very young.
The stigma. The isolation.
At 27, I've already had my 4th child. So kind of relatively Like, how am I going to be by myself, you know? So, my dear, you can be by yourself. It's better you are single than and alive and happy, okay? Than to be in a relationship that you are dying inside. At the end of the day, what is the essence? If you cannot get the reason why you came together in the first on media, so I know, I'm aware now more. That time, there was none. You know, only friends that you know. Some of them you are too ashamed to share your own, because some of them are always painting that their one is good, just like you are painting yours, that yours is nice. They themselves are painting. You understand? And I'm sure your own time as well, Augustina. Nobody. There was no much awareness of what you were going through.
Exactly, because I don't like sharing my, as I said it in the beginning, you know, I'm the kind of person that like keeping things to myself, and I was always a public figure, not just because I'm doing this now on YouTube or whatever. I used to have 2 boutiques here in Padova, Italy. So going to my work as a healthcare, you are in midst of people, they know you, and then when I finish work, I still go to my boutiques. So you meet people see you, your customers. So you always want to be, you know, to maintain that face for them, because they are not your problem. You don't have to project your problem to people that come to buy things. You know, you have to attend to them. If not, tomorrow they will not come again. So people outside didn't really know what was going on. Even when at the point of the separation, they were like, what happened all these years? You understand?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. So many women are there. They don't talk because maybe shame or fear, and they are dying on the inside.
Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing it, because it's not, you know, like it started from the beginning. It's not. So sometimes, like me, whenever I share my story, I'm not, you know, it brings me the memory, which is very uncomfortable. But I pull myself to share it each time because I want to help someone. You understand? Not because I want to glamorize.
Exactly.
I want self-pity.
Or to paint your partner black. No, I'm not even interested in that area.
Or to make you pity me, say, hey,
No.
is that what
Pity parties. No.
He's a bad man. No. I have started to share my story because I want people to learn.
Exactly.
You know, what I've learned in the process, I want to pass it on, and I want you to be, it's an opportunity. So if you are watching right now, and you're able to, you listen to podcasts, you listen to motivational speaking, you listen to people who share their story, you are actually advantaged, because when I was going to, you might think, oh, how old are you? But during that time, 25 years ago, I didn't even have Facebook at that time. Facebook has not come that time now. Facebook came, was it 2009? I don't know. Yeah, before this social media thing, before we used to have this brick phone. Remember, brick phone that is like very small, you know, that it's just to receive your phone call and save your contact, you know. So thank you for sharing that. It's amazing.
Welcome.